Hi, this is Dania Anastasia. Thanks for tuning in to the Art of Being You podcast. This is the beginning of season 3, and I'm going to kick it off with my own ideas and visions of what the art of being you means for me. In my career, in my life, I have had many different jobs, many different positions in the graphic design world, in the marketing world, and in the holistic healing arts. And each of them were completely fruitful and wonderful for me. And I've learned so much about myself. The first thing I learned about was my low self-worth and how I could never ask for what I deserved as far as compensation for the work that I provided on the planet. In my graphic design career, I was always hundreds of dollars lower per hour than my counterparts. I was even approached by several of my peers asking why I was charging so little. And my response was, well, it just comes easy to me, so I just feel really kind of weird for charging too much. And their responses were always, yeah, I can see that, but you also have a skill that they don't, and it's sought after, so raise your rates, honey. And I never did. And even when I had a very successful massage therapy practice, I started out at, a $50 an hour massage. And when I retired from my practice in 2024, my rate was $105 an hour. And I had increased that rate very incrementally, very small increments over the decade. And I always felt guilty for that. And it wasn't until I started working with a mentor in 2022, and she asked a very pertinent question about that. And she asked, what is it about what you're doing that you're not allowing yourself to charge your worth? And when I really sat and felt that in my body, an alarming heat came from my solar plexus, my core. And it was about not feeling worthy. It was also about when things come easy to me, I feel undeserving of being compensated fairly, and even more than fairly for it. And that I had been conditioned into a way of being that meant work had to be hard. I had to do things hard. Life was hard. You had to work really hard to get anything out of this life. And when she asked me to reframe that, it came back as, it's easy to be me. And that is one of the biggest gifts I've ever received, was learning that my gifts that I can give to the planet, that I can give to my clients, is easy. And that's part of the art of being me, the art of being you, is that your innate gifts come easy to you. And you deserve to be rightly compensated for that gift. There are various ideas running around in the spiritual community that spiritual people don't need to be compensated well, and that you're not actually giving them specifically anything tangible. And so how can you justify charging what you're charging? And what it comes down to is self-worth. What it comes down to is that, yes, although it may be easy to provide this service, it may be easy to be me, I also know that my self-worth does not involve monetary figures. I know in my gut, I know in my heart, I know in my body that the services and that the information that I impart to people is more valuable than any dollar figure could ever impart. And so when I've shifted gears recently into being a holistic life coach, this was when the SHIT really hit the fan, because my mind just couldn't wrap its head around the fact that, again, the self-worth came up, not being able to charge what I think that my value is. And it wasn't about my value, it was about the value of and the cost of people staying stuck in where they are. If you're feeling stuck in any aspect of your life, and holistically speaking, the physical body, the mental aspect of you, your emotional body, your energetic or your spiritual body, what is the cost to you right now of staying where you are? Because when one of those aspects is out of balance, it affects every other aspect. And it affects your relationships. It'll affect everyone around you, your community. And so there really isn't enough money in the world to compensate for someone transforming their life. Now, I also have several certifications and licenses under my belt that I have technically, quote unquote, worked really hard to acquire and attain and practice. There's insurance to keep up. There is ongoing education to stay up and current with. There is the time and effort that I put in to develop a personalized plan for someone when they come to me with an issue that they're ready to change. I've been giving free information out my whole life, and I continue to do that because there is an abundance of content in my being, in my studies, in the world, that I will never impart all of the wisdom that I have acquired over my years. And so the art of being you is about choosing what works for you, what resonates with you, and that work is not easy. When I hired my first mentor and then re-signed up with her, it was very uncomfortable for me to give that money away. And so I really had to start breaking down, what my money beliefs were and what it meant to transform my life. And I would pay it all over again, because the value that I have gotten from it, my vision of my life, the opportunities that have come my way, the possibilities that are still out there, there is no price tag that could ever cover that. And the art of being you is all about choosing what lights you up, is about choosing what resonates with you. And because of the domestication of the planet, because of the ways we have all been brought up, because of our parents who were in their conditioned states, and their parents before them, we have this incredible cycle of survival mode going on, and this new earth that is here, that is asking us to step ourselves forward, is all about the art of being you, is about cultivating your gifts, cultivating your creativity, cultivating the passions that you have, the things that light you up, the things that make your stomach do flip-flops, the things that make you feel really good, the things that make you happy. So, are you building a masterpiece within yourself? Are you creating a piece of artwork that you are proud to walk around in and provide and be on the planet? Because all we have to do is get out of our own way and start to become aware of the ways that we're behaving and being in the world that do not serve us anymore. And so the art of being you is going to look different for every single person. And the techniques and the tools are going to look different for every single person. And so I'm going to leave you with this thought that what does the art of being you look like? What does the art of being you feel like? Who are you being right now? How are you feeling right now? And what are your practices that are getting you to where you want to be? Are you choosing the same thing every single day? Or are you choosing to risk something every single day and stretch yourself? The cliche is that nothing good comes from our comfort zones, and this is so true. And so go be uncomfortable today. Go find something that lights you up. You might surprise yourself. I love you so much, it's crazy. Have a really beautiful day, and thanks for listening.